What is going on, everybody, and welcome to another Beta Memoirs. Yes, and as you can see, Netflix has had earnings, and it is whipsawing pretty bad. It beat earnings very well, actually. Right now, they are going through the earnings call, so we'll see what ends up happening here. Ultimately, my concern is seeing what uh, essentially forward guidance will be and how the market will take it. The market in general has been doing very well up until today. Today, it kind of stalled a little bit towards midday, then started selling off. We have been running pretty hot. We'll actually check back on Netflix and see how this is doing. But we did stall again today, and then we did pull back. So what I'm thinking is we do have the beige book tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That being said, essentially the guidance and stuff going into the next FOMC meeting. And so being said, we have gone pretty much straight up. I'm looking for more of a pullback. Yes, everybody's excited about earnings, but I'm looking for a little bit more of a pullback. Not a lot, but in a lot of the different FANG stocks, we could use just a little bit of a dip. That'll bring us right into first support, essentially that 20 EMA, and then start running from that point. Now, Bitcoin ETF dropped today as well. The BITO it did dip and then started ripping today. Bitcoin in itself looking strong. It is really close to all-time highs. So we'll see if that hits overnight. If it does, we can definitely expect BITO and Coin as well to be running tomorrow. I haven't played Coin today. I played mainly a couple different ones. It was mostly Facebook today and that run it had. But tomorrow, again, depending on what happens with Bitcoin overnight, if we could hit all-time highs, are we going to go nuts from that point? Because we get in price discovery and start aiming for 70K at that point. We'll have to see what happens. And then we also have Netflix. Again, like I said, I want to see forward guidance if it starts to sell from that or if it pushes. So that's what will be interesting. And I think why a lot of big tech started selling towards the end of the day. Facebook really didn't do a whole lot today. It came in and sold off and then just kind of held. I actually wouldn't be surprised if this does dip a little bit more overnight and maybe revisit that 845 mark until earnings start playing a range, or maybe it even plays this tight range going into tomorrow till we get determine what happens with earnings. Again, now that Bitcoin is pushed up, I'm sure Tesla has made quite a bit of money from that, and also the record number of deliveries as well is also coming in, and all the other little intricacies that they've been doing as far as the company itself. So it'll be interesting to see what they report tomorrow. Again, I think that if we're going to break 900, I think that's what's going to take us over the top. We didn't even get there today. I was expecting us to at least try to test it, but we didn't even get there today. So I want to see where that goes. Apple had a monster move. I played this today. Looking for a pullback here. If we can get another retest back down here to the 148 mark would be fantastic. Going in, I wouldn't be surprised if we pull back. The 50 and the 20 are way back down here by the 145, which I thought we would try to retest today, but we didn't even get that far. Once Apple does get momentum, it really starts to run. Same with Facebook. I swung Facebook from yesterday. I took calls here. I was actually in shares, the lower top of the range, and then grabbed calls here for overnight. Those are up nicely today. I exited everything, looking to see how much further back we pull back. I would actually be surprised if we just come back down to this 338 mark and then continue on from that point. Google, pretty flat today. I definitely want to keep this on watch, especially if you can pull back a little bit more. That would be nice. I'd like at least a retest down here at the 2842 mark. I don't know if that's going to happen, but we'll see. If it does retest, that'd be great for an entry. If not, may just trade flat until it's ready for its next leg up. So something I definitely want to watch. Amazon is another big one I want to watch tomorrow. I do really like this on the daily, especially if we can get a pullback. If we get any kind of pullback back down to this 33.78 mark, that'd be great for a retest, then entry there. So I'm kind of hoping tomorrow with the beige book and everything going on that we get enough volatility to pull it down to there. I think there would be a great entry. Then rolling into next week's earnings, I think would be great. Affirm didn't hold today. We'll have to see how this one does. If this one actually comes back down or could retrace back down the 145 mark. I don't know if we'll get that far back down. UPST, I had that news yesterday about Berkshire, but did sell off. We didn't bounce like I thought we would have. But for this one, I'm looking for at least that 339 mark would be a good entry for me off the 200 here. Plus you have daily support right underneath. That's what I'm really looking for there. Shop, it's looking really good. I want a little bit deeper pullback for Shop. Hasn't retested essentially that 20, so that 1470 mark would be nice. It's getting close, so if we can get a little bit of pullback tomorrow and then jump from that point, I would like it there. I've been actually swinging this a couple different times to these pops, so I really like that. SC had a monster day today, a pullback. Look for entry on this. If we could retest that 360 tomorrow, again, if we get a big enough pullback to retest it, I think that would be good for an entry there as well. MU is interesting. It's been really holding and beaten down since AMD and Nvidia have really been running. So this might be an interesting one, if you can, especially if you can get it down here at the 60, essentially that 66.60 mark would be good for MU. That way you can have a tight stop on this if it does want to start pushing up, although you're going to be going against a lot of resistance. But if you're looking for a real bottom play, MU seems to be one of them. It's been doing a lot of these basings and then popping, but then it continues to sell off. So it's good for a couple of days, couple of weeks kind of swings. Coin, again, another monster day. We'll see how Bitcoin does and where this goes tomorrow. Wing had that nice bounce. I called this yesterday. I was going to hit against the daily support here, and we did get a nice bounce, but then came back down. Maybe that's a lower high right here. Hopefully continue forward on Wing. I'm trying to think. Overstock is another one too. This one might be good, especially if Bitcoin continues up. We definitely want to get a break of this 83.16 mark and then possibly continue there. But that's essentially what I got today. It is a shorter video today. Again, ultimately I want to see how overnight does. I'm expecting a pullback. I was actually expecting a pullback first thing this morning. We didn't even get that. We tried to run again, which was surprising to me. And so right now, I think now that we saw a little bit of selling plus the beige book tomorrow, I think brings enough volatility to pull us down enough to get better entries than where stuff is right now. And then again, see how Bitcoin does and how the market reacts to that as well. So if you've made it this far, remember to hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't already done so. Till next time, I'll see you guys later.